Hey guys, so for this video I'll be showing my collection for 4MINUTE, obviously including like Hyuna and Subunits, etc. because she was part of 4MINUTE, so this is a collection of 4MINUTE things related. So let's get started. So the first thing that I have is their first mini album for music, and this just contains the songs Hot Issue, What a Girl Wants, and Music. And as of like 4MINUTE's whole career, they were never able to top Hot Music or even Music. I mean Hot Issue or Music. So but they still managed to get some hits, but that's like their most memorable song in Korea. But that's okay. They always manage to, win a lot of #1 trophies and do extremely well with every release. So then they came back a year later with Hit Your Heart. And by the way, this album is really solid. Same for this one. This one's like really, really, really good. If most people just have listened to Huh and I Might Meet Mine, but definitely listen to Highlight, Invitation, and Ba Ba Ba. Like all the songs here are really, really good. Kpop was producing good albums for 4MINUTE since the very beginning. There are some releases that I don't feel as much for 4MINUTE, but this, especially the first two, are really solid releases in terms of album content. Then I have I think Hong Kong version or an international version of Hit Your Heart. It has the same photo book, but this contains a DVD with music video for Huh, and then some promotional videos and where they perform. So it's just exactly the same, but it comes with a DVD. Yeah, I think it is a Hong Kong press. And then we have their first full-length album and their only full-length album in Korea, which really, really pissed me off. But, what can you do? So this one, they promoted 2 songs, Mirror Mirror and Heart to Heart. But one of the interesting things about this is that they have, I think, one of the Japanese songs that they released as a single, which is First. So that's interesting. And what I actually really like this packaging, and I wish a lot of K-pop companies would just do this instead of like a jewel case, or like that slip case that a lot of what's it called? A lot of K-pop companies are doing with like that slip case. That if you're familiar with like Red Velvet's packaging for like the red, or Shiny's packaging, that jewel case packaging, no. This is actually really just very convenient. You get the photo book, easy to put back in, and it doesn't get damaged. So I really like this packaging. And as for this album, it's really good, but when I first listened to it, when it first came out, such a long time ago, like 2011, I didn't like it as much, but I went back to listen to it like a year later, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the singles, but I kind of ignored the tracks. And then moving on to their third mini album, Volume Up, and again, very solid release in terms of song content. I really enjoyed this era for 4MINUTE. This is their highest selling album, but again, this packaging was a big of a fail, but I actually have a love-hate relationship with it. I don't know if you can see, maybe let me try to zoom in, like the corner, if you can see the corner right there. This album can easily get damaged, just either from the shipping or once it arrives and you take care of it. It's extremely fragile, so you have to really take good care of it. Mine arrived with that small dent, so it's really, really annoying, but I really like the concept and the disc for this. If I have the disc in here, okay, I don't. But it's like really unique. I like the design that it had. And it comes with postcards, so I'm pretty sure you've seen a bunch of unboxings for this. And then they returned with their 4th mini album. Name is 4MINUTE, which has the title track, What's Your Name? I really enjoyed this as well in terms of song content. They've did such a great job with this release, and it really started. It was a success for 4MINUTE because the song was trending for the whole year, so that was really good. And then after this, they released a song called "Is It Popping" or "Muljoa," which angered me a lot because I was hoping that Kpop was gonna do another mini album and included into that song into it, or they should have included or made a repackage for this release since it was successful, and just made a repackage to continue the success of the mini album. But they never did anything with that song except just release a music video digitally. I mean, release a song digitally. So that's one of the things that upset me a lot from Kpop. Then a year later, they released 4MINUTE World, which I've yet to get. I really want to. That's one of the things that is like missing in my Korean collection for 4MINUTE. But that's like the only mini album that I don't like that much. I like the title track a lot, but I can't remember any of the other like songs in the album. But I will get that mini album soon because I really want to just complete my collection for 4MINUTE. And then, if you're a new K-pop fan, I think you're most familiar with this release, which is their Crazy mini album. And I would say this is just like their peak, in my opinion. 4MINUTE was still bringing out those hits throughout their whole like careers, but this one, very good mini album, and obviously the song did well internationally, so this was a good release for 4MINUTE. I like majority of this packaging, but the disc can really slip out really easily, so you have to take good care of this. But yeah, I like this a lot. The title track was written by Hyuna, so that's something special. And obviously, I think the music video will hit 100 million views like in a year or two. So I'm glad that 4MINUTE went back to their roots, because they really changed up their image, starting with What's Your Name, and then they did Muljoa and What Are You Doing Today. And then they went back to like their original type of fierce sound that they had when they first started out, but with a more edgy image. So another really, really good mini album from 4MINUTE. And then last but not least, I would say this is their worst packaging, but a really good mini album as well. Act 7, the last release that they had as a group in Korea. And yeah, so it's just unfortunate that 4MINUTE did not continue as a group, but I completely understand why they did it. There's only 4 songs here, so I guess that's like 4MINUTE. But still, very, very, very good mini album. This was one of the best ones that were released in 2016. But it's just difficult to really say that the girls could have continued, because with like under Kpop, because Kpop did an extremely well job promoting Hyuna, and then promoting 4MINUTE along with Hyuna, because it was more focused on Hyuna for the most part. because they had a subunit for their vocalist, Yoon, and they only had a mini album. They never did anything with them again. And then the comebacks were scheduled around Hyuna's, when Hyuna wasn't doing like anything. So it's just, like the other members are just kind of thrown into the basement while Hyuna just earned all that cash and continued. Because when you see, especially with like Jiyoon, which I think has the most potential out of the other girls, the other 4 girls, she has released I think like 2 solo songs now, and then is about to make a comeback. So it seems like she really wanted to do some like solo activities on her own. So, and Kpop was probably not giving her a good deal with that whole thing, because even though Jiyoon is not as popular as Hyuna, I think she really deserved the chance, at least in my opinion, but she never even got any opportunity whatsoever. But it's just really upsetting. But that's why I think the girls have some type of resentment towards Hyuna, because their careers were just controlled by her promotions and stuff like that. But that's what happens when a company focuses on a certain member. Same thing happened with like Miss A. So no hate towards Hyuna, because I love her so much, but that's just very unfortunate. So moving on to Japanese stuff. I have some of their singles, and we'll probably get the full-length album and the compilation, so I can have their singles in Japan. I actually enjoy their singles a lot, but they never really hit it off in Japan, which I completely understand, because 4MINUTE's image doesn't really fit the whole Japanese or J-pop feel. So they've never really hit it off there. So they kind of just gave up. I think they were just releasing music just to complete their contracts with their Japanese label. But yeah, I still really like them. I really like the singles regardless. So this is why. This is the CD DVD version. Heart to Heart, CD DVD, and Ready Go CD DVD. So I'll probably get some more of their Japanese stuff in the future, but that's it for Japanese releases. So now moving on to like subunits, solos, and projects. So one of the things that I have is Yoon's Harvest Moon. They only had one release, like I mentioned previously, and I really enjoyed this subunit a lot. Even though like it wasn't like a huge hit, I really enjoyed 24/7. It was kind of different for K-pop. It was a country pop song, and I found this concept extremely adorable, because I love like farm animals. It was just really cute, and I love everything about this. And this mini album is actually really, really, really good. If there's any song you should listen to on here, is Why Not and Black Swan. Like I really, 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 I keep repeating myself, but I love this release. I was hoping for another comeback, because I think they were hinting at doing it, and then they just canceled it. So it's a shame that we didn't get more from them. And then Hyuna's solo stuff, which I need to catch up on. So the first thing that I have is Bubble Pop, which is probably her biggest hit on her own. But yeah, the packaging is not the best, but obviously it's an iconic release from her, and I love Hyuna. Like she does so well solo, and I'm really looking forward to her upcoming releases, and she is rumored to come back really soon, so that's really exciting. So that's Bubble Pop, her first mini album. And then I have A Talk, which is her third mini album. I still have yet to get Melting, which is actually my favorite solo as an album. from Hyuna. Except like it's my favorite mini album from her, but my least favorite title track. But this has Red, and I think everyone should listen to the second song, French Kiss. That could have been another cool little promotional song that she could have done. And she has like Ellie featured in one of the songs, which is Blacklist. And I think this was the first time she won #1 on her own. And then I have her fourth mini album, A+, and I love Roll Deep. It's such a great title track. This is a good mini album as well. So I have yet to get the album after this one. I forgot what it was called, but it has the song Otte, or How's This, and obviously her second mini album, Melting. I don't think I'll be getting her project group with Pentagon, which is like Triple H, I think that's what it's called. But I didn't like the song at all. I'm sorry. I tried to listen to it. I was so excited. I was even going to forgive Kpop for like just putting Hyuna to promote other people. But the song wasn't even that good. I couldn't listen to it. I tried listening to it like once or twice, and I completely gave up on it. So I don't think I'll get that at all. So that's like the only thing I will not get from Hyuna, except if I got it like as a gift. But I don't think I'll ever get it. So it really pissed me off that Kpop did that to her. And then last but not least is her Troublemaker unit with Hyungsung. I do have a lot of things from Beast, but I included the Troublemaker into this video because it was just more focused on Hyuna. Like, Hyuna got most of the attention in Troublemaker. Of course, Hyungsung did really good as well. The subunit is now cancelled unless like Kpop is smart and brings them back, but they've like canceled the whole subunit thing, even though Hyungsung is under Kpop still. I don't know, they're just really stupid. But obviously this is an iconic subunit. The song Troublemaker is one of the best-selling K-pop songs of all time, so that's like a fun fact if you didn't know. That's one of the best-selling K-pop songs of all time, so that says something about how successful this was. And I just really enjoyed this mini album. Kpop did a fantastic job with the first one. And then the second release, which is Chemistry, there's 2 editions. There's like a 19 plus or like a special edition, but I never got around to getting it, so I just have the regular one. Again, really good mini album from Troublemaker. I don't have the disc because I listened to it a lot, but this was like a lot more sexual than the first one. And that's like my only complaint right now with Kpop, is that they over-sexualize Hyuna. I know she doesn't complain that much about it, but yeah, I hope that they don't like make her, I don't know, look very trashy. Because I don't really care if she's like sexy, because that's like her stage persona. Because if you're a Hyuna fan, you know she's not like a trashy or anything. But the way that they're portraying her, it's now going a little bit like crossing the line to like looking a little bit trashy. So I hope that Kpop just stops with that, and just, you know, she can be sexy, but, you know, like, just don't make her trashy, like, especially with like the Triple H concept that they had. Yeah. So that's it for my stuff for 4Minute. If you want like a certain unboxing for something, or you have any questions, always if you want, just comment down below, and I will try to make a video or answer your questions. If you're curious about any other groups that I collect, you can browse through my channel. I have uploaded a majority of my collection for each specific group or solo artist. So obviously I was wanting to make one for 4Minute as soon as possible, but I really wanted to get the 4Minute World mini album. But hopefully whenever I make an updated collection for 4Minute, that's in my collection. Other than that, yeah, I'm just looking forward to Hyuna's solo work and Hopefully Jiyoon like hits it off with her solos as well. But yes, so I would say that definitely get their stuff as soon as possible, because it is going to go out of print. So that's something you can like definitely get to doing, because 4MINUTE is now disbanded. So I don't think they'll return as 5 ever because of the whole Hyuna and the other members debacle, but you never know. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.